Cyberpunk gaming.
I'm always cut off though. Or the change seats.
So you know.
I need to be and like I said, I'm straight to shit. Yeah. I ain't seen that crazy today in the news. Just the killings are out of control, boy. They just the world of like chaos.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't watch the news like that.
I mean, I don't watch it. I read the news though. We should read it.
I'm gonna do either one.
Why?
Because, look, you and me both know half of that shit is fabricated. You know, half of that shit come from something else. Not all of it, of course. If there's shootings and shit, okay, they're shooting, so they're gonna tell you that that's real.
I say it's exaggerated.
Yeah, it's just it's cut down and broken down and changed
To make it more dramatic.
Right. All of it is, you know, half the shit they say is the reasonings of why shit happened. That ain't really why shit happened.
See, well, I'm opposite of that because I feel like, well, no, I'm with that too. I know that shit. Listen, these niggas, politicians and shit like that. You know, news personnel, they tell you whatever you want to hear to sell. You know what I'm saying? Ads, they to get paid. But I feel like we make a mistake. We make a mistake by not looking at a lot of people like that who just say, yo, fuck the news. I don't care. That's half of it. You know, the news. If you don't watch the news, then the news don't affect your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. None of that energy.
When the world ends, bro, you know what I'm gonna be doing?
Playing games, playing Call of Duty.
Either that or I'm gonna be working. And I'm gonna be at work. Alright guys, looks like we go home. Y'all can go home now. Motherfuckers breaking in here and stealing shit, busting out windows and taking cars, and y'all can go home.
Mad.
It's the end of the world.
Nah, but look, that's the reason why you should. That's why I said people should look at the news though, because if the world is ending tomorrow, you ain't gonna know if you don't look at the news. I mean, if the world's ending in a week, my nigga, would you rather know we get heads not going to work? Because nigga, the job ain't gonna tell you not to come in. Right. Nigga, you working for the world and I don't give a fuck. You working for them motherfuckers on fire.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if I would rather know. Because then you gonna be sitting there panicking and shit.
Who panics? Nigga, if I do, I just have a good time, man. If the sun collapses on Earth right now.
Tanner. We gotta.
Nope. I ain't calling you shit, man. I ain't gonna call you. I'm gonna chill on my girl. Chill on my bitch. Smoke. Drink. Trying to enjoy the last couple of minutes or moments that we got, man. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather know though. I'd rather know the news. I'm not saying I'd rather know when I die. Who wants to know when they gonna die? I don't know about that. Well, actually, wouldn't you want to know though? Why would you want to know?
I wouldn't want to know.
You didn't feel you'd get more done?
No. I knew it's just like we were talking about before.
If you didn't know how you was gonna die, but
you got a big day coming. You
die.
got a big day coming. That's all you can think about, right? It's like Christmas. It's like that excitement. Imagine that excitement of being anxiety. You know you about to die. You know in 2 months your ass gonna die. You gonna spend more time worrying about dying than you do living.
I don't think so. I do. With cancer, stage 4, worries about how long they're gonna have, where they're gonna need to enjoy the moments they got now.
Most of them worry.
They do. You probably right, motherfuckers scared of death, huh?
Yeah, we all are, whether we admit it or not. Until you're faced with it, like you don't really know. If you went to the doctor because you was coughing and they told you got 2 weeks to live, you'll be panicking. But if you only had 2 weeks to live, you just chilling, you just living anyway. You're gonna die probably mostly in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Well, definitely panic, man.
I do.
Everybody afraid of death. Because I don't know, so about to get deep.
Everybody's afraid of death, bro.
That's not true.
I think it's all, of course, it's like to what extent.
That's not true.
Everybody's afraid a little bit.
Everybody afraid of death.
Yeah.
Not saying everybody want to die. Like no one wants to die. I don't think everybody afraid of death. I ain't afraid of death. I don't want to die.
I think you're afraid of death.
I'm not. Because I have a belief behind death, though.
But
your belief behind death may not be concrete. It may not be.
It's not.
So therefore, you have a fear for it. But I have a belief for it. My belief behind death is that this shit came on, man. It was not on.
The music?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on. This is, you talking about dying?
Nah, but. Like I said yesterday, man, my belief behind dying is this. I believe that life today is a dream, and the dream is life. So, first, when you die, you really come to life. We're alive, we're really dying. This fucking. I said, this world is hell, my nigga. I thought we were being punished, man. To be born here is like punishment, man. We were born into slavery, man. We're born in slavery with no chains. We're born to work like 9 to 5 till we die. You get 10 years for yourself to enjoy. Other than that, nigga, you're being told you my son from birth. Your mom, dad tell you to do. Until you turn 18, now you go to college, the person telling you to do. Until you turn 24. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? The rest of your life being told what to do by a boss. When to wake up, when to go to sleep. This. It's your whole life structure. Until you're 65 years old. And you might live another 5, 10 years. That's slavery, nigga. Goddamn, nigga said I'm free. I get my friend papers at 65 years old. I said, this is where we live, man. This ain't good for shit. Everybody look at my nigga, it's fake. I said, when we go on Instagram, I take a picture on Instagram, my nigga, me, I don't know, like me. Look like I got a whole bunch of filters on and makeup, nigga. Like, yo, what the fuck? I love where I look. I don't want that shit on me. But people like that shit, man. Everybody want to get the fake ass and the fake tits. Everybody want to wear the makeup, so no one love who they is. We born in a fucked up place, nigga. I'm born to not love myself.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm born to compete with an animated version of someone else.
You're born to not love yourself. You're born to live every day
working for someone else.
Working for someone else.
Told to someone else.
And then pretending to be someone else.
Yeah.
And then not really being
who you want to be.
Yeah, who you are. Yeah.
Jeez. Fucked up world. You seem like the way I'm seeing it down here, man. This shit fucked up. The way it's getting crazy.
I'm telling you, bro, like, I don't know, man. I feel like one day we're gonna, like, actually, I don't even know if wake up and start, like, come out of
it. No, it ain't gonna happen, man. I feel like people wait for that shit for a long time. You'll die waiting for that shit. People think I'll wake up. You know why? You don't give a fuck.
They don't know they give a fuck.
No, they don't give a fuck.
They don't know nothing else, you know what I'm saying?
They know they don't give a fuck, and they don't give a fuck about not giving a fuck.
Right.
I'm telling you. I tell people all day. All day, I'm motherfuckers, man. I try to tell them shit about, yo, you check this out. It's always, nigga, why you want to get deep? Why you gotta get so deep? Like, huh? It's not even that deep. It's just look at it, bro. You just common sense about it. That's ignorant. So, like, whatever. Man. How can you help? My thing is like, yo, how can you help a world that don't want help? How can you help someone that don't want help?
You can't.
How can you wake someone up who don't know they sleeping and don't want to wake up?
You can't, bro.
You can't. So that's an impossible battle.
What's the saying? You can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
I can bring it to the door by killing it. Yeah, it's like that. And they don't even know they're going to the water. They don't know they're going to. They think the water poison, my nigga. They say they'd rather eat a PBJ, man, than drink the water. I don't want that shit.
So no, I have a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's cool. There ain't no dew around. We just got water. Yeah, I don't want that. Give me a sandwich. Like, nigga, what? You gonna be more thirsty? I don't give a fuck, man. Give me that. Here's some water though to quench that thirst. Nah, fuck that water, nigga. I don't drink that. That's the way the world is, man. We don't want it. That's all. You know, it's like that though because we live in. I think it's because we live in capitalism, where everything has to have a value. Everything always equates around money.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's what materialism is. This world is materialistic. So we live in capitalism. We live in a world where you gotta have money to survive.
Yeah.
You have to.
There is no world where you do what you want to do.
There is.
I mean, there is, but
It's called a jungle.
but you judge for it.
It's called a jungle.
The jungle, yeah. But then,
I mean, we're in the jungle too, though.
But then you lose things, you know, or what you think you do. You lose like the advances in technology and shit.
You say that, right? Look, this is how I view it. Like, America, is the jungle. We live, the whole world's a jungle. It just so happens that America is controlled by certain people. So think about it as a video game. I mean, think of it as Assassin's Creed. That's what we live in there. There's a king that rules over our land that makes all the rules. In a jungle, if you leave the land, nigga, this shit make it crazy.
Don't you wonder, like, of course there's people that like maintain order and shit like that, but like where do all these rules like really come from? Like, of course, time, right? Time.
Yeah, I said we come from the Romans.
Yeah, I'm not saying like the origins. I'm saying what's to stop the world from changing? You know, who, not what, but who. That's what it is. Yeah, people. It's not just everyday.
We're the reason why it won't change because we don't give a fuck. I'm saying we don't give a fuck about how fucked up it is.
Somebody integrated like this entire way of living into the world, and that's just the way that's the way it came to be.
The Templars, man, they conquered the world and spread their message of Christianity. I'm telling you, they made the rules. Before this, it wasn't this. But them kings came over here, man. They turned to the Catholic Church, and why? Catholics everywhere. Christianity is Catholic. It's all the same shit. It's everywhere. That's kind of weird. How can a religion born by these people be globalized? You got Christian Chinese people. Africa is Christians out. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Europeans, Christian, maybe it's Christian. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, they came through, man. Before they came, it was jungle, man. But they came and they killed, divided, and conquered, and now their rules are rules of the land. We live by these rules. We're born in these rules. Hundreds of years and down the line and shit, man. Now all the difference is now from back then is just now the technology crazy. We got this shit, nigga. We stream live. If we never do something like this. But I said it ain't good for us though. I have a really weird stance of technology because technology is entertaining and shit. But it dumps us down. Why? Who needs no math?
What would you do tomorrow, right? And you woke up
and everything's gone, no electricity.
You got no phone. Let's not even go that far.
You can't ask me that question. You know why?
Let's just say you got no phone.
No, I can't say that question. Why I got this iPhone. What's my phone?
But you still use it.
Kinda. Did I though?
You did.
Did I really though?
How'd you find my house?
Nigga, I just remember this shit from last time.
How'd you find my house?
I remember from last time.
Alright, how would you find a house in Buford? Somebody said, hey, come over. Here's my address.
Well, I couldn't go. My phone wouldn't be on unless it was plugged to the charger. My shit was fucked up.
Right, but I'm saying. So exactly. So you wouldn't go because you couldn't go because you don't know how to go with that phone. That's my point. You just proved my point.
Well, I'm saying we dumbed down, nigga. Before we could just pop up my
you wouldn't go because you don't know how to go.
I was gonna go because I was trying to get lost. So
why would you get lost?
I got a phone. That's what I'm saying.
Why you gotta have a phone?
Because I don't know how to read. I don't got maps.
Why would nobody have a phone for how long?
How they get around
maps? It really matters.
So I'm saying we be a dumbed down. We don't know how to read maps, nigga.
We don't know how to go nowhere.
without technology.
We go 2 cities over. We don't know how to get home. We stop for directions at a gas station. We're like, hey, shit, you know where this city is? You're like, nah, but I know where this highway is that goes to this city. It might cross through that city.
That's what I'm saying. Technology ain't good.
Don't nobody know nothing.
Because technology, before it came, we know how to do math on the papers. Yeah. We know how to remember people's phone numbers.
So hold on, pull my calculator.
Remember street names, all that shit, man.
How you spell that? Hold on, hey Siri.
Don't need that shit no more, man. All you need, if you can work the Apple device, nigga, you know how to do everything. Because now we got the Apple device, fucking the lights, the TV, connects to everything, nigga. Yo, hey Google, hey Siri, and then connects everything on the phone. You see that shit with the cars? Yeah. My dad's car. Turns on with the phone, man. You got a phone, then you don't need nothing else. But you retarded. You can't be doing that shit on purpose. They is.
You know, it's like they want us to not be able to do anything on our own.
Don't you think that kind of conspiracy theory time? Do you think that kind of makes us have to interface with technology? And you can't do shit because I can't. I need an you know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna need to have a phone in your head. Yeah. You can't do that shit. If you don't, nigga, you know, iRobot. I don't say iRobot. Nigga, don't have a motorcycle. Oh, yo, nigga, this is regular. What is that? We got self-driving cars. How you drive?
I say go here, it goes there. How you what? You steer it.
Drive. What? My car drives itself.
It takes gas? What's gas?
That's what it was for, man.
What's gas?
It dumbs us down. Because, I don't know, man. You know, I'm talking about that they pray to they be praying to the AI gods, man. That's what they be saying. They love AI. They love it so much. They want that shit just to be us. They want us to be computers, man. They want to do it cyborg. So yeah, bro, it's supposed to be happening.
We are in the, like, literally, we are in that time frame where that shit is possible. 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, years ago, they talked about it, right? It was like, you know, how all these movies about the future,
They
all this shit
talked,
happening.
you know what that meant, though, right?
It was happening.
They already had it.
They already knew it was going
They
to
already had technology out. It was like, yo, how can we put this out 30 years? And now we're into timeline 30 years later. Technology's going faster. How long ago was it when they made the first iPhone? 20 years ago. iPhone was about, dang, picture quality, play an old PS2 game.
No, it wasn't 20 years ago. It was probably 15 years ago. iPhone was 20 years ago. I'd been like 5, 6 years old. So no, there wasn't no iPhone then. There wasn't even an iPod then. So that shit happened in late 2000s. It ain't been around that long. All this shit ain't been around that long. The shit from I remember when we didn't have cell phones. I remember when cell phones came out. Not those big brick cell phones, but I remember when like a flip phone came out.
Yeah.
I had the little sidekick. Like I remember I saw it happen. Like I was like, oh shit. And then they had a touch screen. And I was like, what? I can touch this shit? How does that work? And then poof. They had like virtual reality and they had fucking.
They got watches, like take phone
Fucking
calls,
what?
text, internet, nigga, pictures, whatever you need on a goddamn.
Everything that's on your phone on your watch.
They have phones now that has sound noise cancelers.
Yeah, I got those.
Like little AirPods that cut the
That shit
sound
make me
out.
nervous putting them in, or I ain't gonna lie to you.
Only wear one.
I only usually do. Sometimes I wear two, but no.
You should. Never two have one at a time. You know why?
Can't hear shit, bro.
Yeah, about to get robbed. And you ain't gonna know. So the niggas on you with a gun in your back. Like, oh shit! I had the headphone. I was jamming out to Lil
But I ain't
Wayne.
gonna lie to you, man. That shit make me nervous. When I understand that I'm putting something inside my head that makes me not hear, it makes me think like, what if there's a way that becomes perfect? What if I put these headphones in one time, I take them out, I can't hear shit? Think about it. What makes it cancel your hearing? It's a frequency, yeah, but like,
It's a question.
think about it though. It's like it can do something to you. All this shit. Think about it. How long has it been around? Not long. We don't know what it's doing to us long term. We don't know the side effects. We don't know the permanent damage it's doing on our brain.
How shit about that?
It does something to your brain. That's the way it works. It tells your brain this is what you're hearing, not this. You know what I'm saying? But it's all frequency. It's all signal. So if you think about like you putting these headphones in, and what's to stop my hearing from saying these headphones are still in? What's to stop your brain from working that way? Like,
Oh, you think that when one day your brain might just not because the frequency.
but the brain has a mind of its own. Like, no pun intended. Like, it does. And
The brain is yours, man.
so
You may not have a large capacity for the brain, but you
yeah.
exist inside the brain, and therefore it's all the same.
right.
It's really
But
clear.
have you ever done something like you ever rode on a roller coaster? And then sometimes you feel like you're riding on a roller coaster even though you've been off the roller coaster. You get that, like, what is it, they call it like a vertigo or something?
I've got vertigo.
Okay.
That's fucking crazy.
Right. Think about that concept of vertigo and apply it to what I just said. So what gave you that feeling? Obviously you did something in your life, your brain experience gave you that feeling. And for some reason you had that feeling without doing something.
No, vertigo was like an air thing.
An air thing?
Air. It's like It's like a sense of it has to do with your ears. Like it's like the I'm not a scientist, man, but I know.
Okay, deja vu, shit like that. Okay.
Vertigo has to do with your ears, and if you fuck with your ears, like for me, I clean my ears with a toothpaste, so therefore I fuck on my ear and then a lot. It's a balance. You do something to your ear.
Or something.
Do something to your ear,
right? Like a balance.
And now you have a vertigo is like a drunk and shit. You feel drunk.
I've never vertigo.
Drunk. You get that drunk walk, nigga, like a trip walk kind of
thing. But what it really is a sense of panic, imbalance. Yeah, like you feel like you're gonna fall. Now I don't clean my ears too much. I know just how to clean them. I know.
It wasn't vertigo, man.
No, I'm telling you, there was times that like there's been times. Let me tell you. There's been times in my life where I've done things right, and then like all of a sudden something will remind me of it, and I'll get that sensation. That feeling. Now that sensation, like that's your brain remembering. Same exact concept. Let's say your brain just remembers that it doesn't want to hear. Your brain decides that, hey, wait a minute, I had these headphones in and I ain't hear shit. When your brain remembers how not to hear shit, and all of a sudden you can't hear shit. I think it's the same thing. I think our brains are so complex that we really don't understand the shit that we do on a day-to-day basis. You know, I'm saying we're putting noise canceling. Those words together and putting it in my ear saying, hey, I don't want to hear. I'm like, that makes me think like I might not be able to hear when I want to hear. You can't. You literally, somebody could scream in your ear.
Yeah.
How is that natural, bro?
It ain't.
Right.
That's natural.
So what's to stop that from recurring when you don't want it to? Just like experiences, just like your brain memorizes things and it knows how to apply them whether you want it to or not. Like we think we have control, but we don't. Like shit just happens. We feel shit sometimes. We get deja vu. We get like feelings. We get tinglings. We don't tell our brain, hey, I want my hand to tingle right now because it reminds me of that time 2 years ago. It just doesn't. So if there's a time where I'm like, I really don't feel like hearing this motherfucker talk, and your brain remembers, you remember this headphone? and then it just all of a sudden you don't hear shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that shit's super. I think that shit could happen.
That'd be dope.
I think that shit could happen. But I think it would happen like on a much larger scale. Like I think you could just be deaf. I think if your brain found a way to just like cancel out hearing altogether.
I don't think so, man.
But you don't know, so
I think hearing is a sense that your body wants to have.
But would you forget how to?
I mean, if you're deaf and you just your body doesn't experience sound.
You take dietary supplements for 10 years, man. You teach your body how not to be hungry. You teach your mind how to not think about food, and then all of a sudden you ain't never hungry anymore. That shit can happen. You don't know.
Training the brain, like
that's what I'm trying to say. It's the same concept for everything. To me,
it can be done, then though.
But why? Why?
If it can be done, it can be undone, right?
Maybe. Not everything that can be done can be undone. You can't kill somebody and bring them back to life. So
maybe. There's a difference on how you kill them.
They've been dead for 5 years and the corpse is rotting. You can't bring them back to life.
Niggas are dead right now. They've been dead for 100 years.
How you gonna bring them back to life?
They alive, but they dead. Dude, a lot of motherfuckers out here walking around like zombies. They don't think for themselves. They don't do shit. They dead as fuck. They dead. Nah. I'm talking about they dead. Nigga. They can't help no one. They can help themselves. They dead. You was dead. Just get a person in there. They're the same shit. Only thing now you walk around, that person is laying down. Hey, people like that right now. Can't do shit, nigga. People right now, you know what I want? Right now, 35 years old. Look, 40-year-old virgin. They give that shit. No. Step brothers. Look that shit real.
Yep.
Living right now, 40 years old, living with that one.
Yeah, that's 110%.
That's a fucking dead man, man. It's a zombie.
Yep.
That's the same shit. So he's already big dead. Can we revive him? Maybe.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I want to do. It's gonna sound a little strange. But I've actually been looking into it and seeing like if it's applicable to me or other people.
Ayahuasca?
Like, can it be done? It can.
It's salvia.
No, I've done salvia.
They start saying names.
It can.
DMT.
It can. I've done that.
LSD.
No, ain't no drug. experimented enough in my years. I ain't really trying to experiment anymore. I'm talking about if you wanted to go to sleep and really put your mind and your body at rest, right? For a prolonged period of time, an unnatural period of time, to maybe reset the balance of your life.
You mean hibernate?
I mean,
hibernate type
I mean a medically induced coma.
For what?
One day I woke up and I felt like I needed to sleep. And then I went to sleep. And I still felt like I needed to sleep. And I woke up, weeks went by, months went by, I still felt like I needed to sleep. But I still felt like I wasn't getting rest. Didn't matter how long I slept. I slept for 12 hours one time. That's a long fucking time. Long fucking time. I slept for 12 whole hours. Still felt like I didn't rest.
Are you know what? You sound like a glass half empty type of person.
No, I'm a glass half full.
You don't sound like it.
I'm trying to tell you something.
That story started with a lot of glass half
I'm
empty.
trying to explain something to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to say, what if you could reset? What if you could hit the reset button and
Yeah.
but what if there was a way to do it really good, like where you didn't have to just kind of tell yourself to do it. You could really say, you know what, I'm gonna take a whole week off today. I'm gonna wake up next week and see what my life takes me. What if you could do that? Meditation.
That's remarkable.
What else?
It's called the Holy Grail. You
Yeah.
can.
Let me tell you.
You can.
If you could go to sleep for a week, would you do it?
No. Well, I didn't see that one. I've already reset myself. Look, you can. Look, what you gotta do, right? You take a week off, right? Take a week off. Get some food. Stay in a room. Make it like that room. Get a mini fridge. Yes, it will. I'll take a watch. Get a mini fridge, right? Put it in a room. Stay in a dark room. Stay in that room for every day. If you gotta pee, go pee. But lock with yourself, walk around and pee, and come back. Why is this one? Because that is a simulation of sleep. Yeah, man. Darkness. No, listen, I studied this shit.
I'm talking about something totally different.
No, he's talking about reset.
No.
You're talking about putting yourself, listen. He said put yourself in a self-induced coma where you're gonna go to sleep and you'll wake up a week later and you're not gonna remember nothing of what you did when you were sleeping for that week.
I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about putting your body in rest.
You can wake up.
Your whole body. Not moving,
Wake up and not be
not
sleepy
doing
tired.
anything, not functioning. I'm talking about putting your entire body to rest.
I said, no question I would ask myself, if I can sleep if I sleep for 15 hours and I wake up and I'm still tired, what my mind is that I need more sleep. It's why am I not fully tired?
Yeah, I asked that. And look, I'm telling you, what I really think would happen to me if I did it. You can't do it. I've done my homework on it.
Why do you think that would work?
It's entirely because.
Why do you think that medicine from a doctor or
No.
You're
I'm talking about.
put you in a coma?
They'll do it.
That's what I'm saying. So why do you think their medicine can do something that you can't do yourself?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the sleep that I can't get on my own.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
You can't. Well, you know that you can't.
Physically not.
You can't. But you don't give your time. You don't give yourself the time of day to even try to get it.
I give myself all the time of the day and night.
Because I gave you a technique to try.
Yeah.
And you haven't. You don't try it.
I did.
You
Like
did.
once.
Yeah, no, that's not trying.
Yeah.
That's doing. I did it once. I did it one
So
time.
bro, just put me to sleep, right? I'll wake up.
It's take time though. So you gotta.
And
It's an energy thing.
imagine losing a week of your life. I've lost a year of mine. And when I came out of it, I was better.
How? How can you say you was better when
I was 110%.
you said you were better, but then years on a road you're like, damn, I'm tired.
No. I lost a year of my life of time. Now, it changed me in more ways than I could have ever changed. it was everything that I needed to accomplish in a year that would have taken me a lifetime had it not happened. All the reflection that I had.
So now, what's the problem now with you giving yourself that same amount of time and a little bit of time you got? Let's say you got 5 hours a day. What's the problem with giving yourself an hour of that same amount of time?
What meditation? Of trying to put myself in that state that we're talking about.
In this higher state.
There's nothing wrong with that, but
so why are you above it?
huh?
Why are you above it?
Above what?
Doing that.
I'm not above it.
It seems like it though. Why don't you want to do it?
I'm not. That's not
Why don't you want to do it?
That's not what I don't.
Listen, hold on.
You're talking about something that takes a lot of time.
It
A lot of
time. It takes 5 minutes a day. A little bit of time. Oh, you just gotta do it for a little bit.
Bro, like,
Give yourself 5 minutes to lead yourself to yourself. And so we won't even. It ain't just you though.
Okay.
It's everybody.
Alright, listen to this then. This time next week, I'll give myself 5 minutes a day for the next 7 days. No, next 6 days. Because I'll see you Tuesday. I'll give myself 5 minutes a day. 5. To completely hone in on myself and what I want and to relax and to try to get into a different state. Now, what I can't accomplish in that time, which I might be able to do, what I can.
You say can.
What I don't accomplish in that time.
Why? Why is it negative for it?
It's not negative.
Why are you saying can and don't?
Because I'm realistic. I've tried, bro. I've tried more than you think that I have. Really. No, definitely. More than you really think that I have. Like, I've talked to you and I've told you, yeah. I lay awake sometimes for hours.
Yeah.
What do you think I do? Think I just sit there?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I sit there and I think and I like, it's my own form of meditation. Like, I think and I relax and I just breathe.
Yeah, that's cool. But what I'm talking about now, I'm giving you a whole technique. That these techniques is more than just lifting yourself alone. So meditation is not. When I first started meditation, that's what I was doing. I was laying down in bed, clearing my mind, thinking about whatever, dreaming, daydreaming, whatever. But now I'm at this stage now that meditation is more than just relaxing my mind. It's a whole other level of world out there. So with these techniques, these techniques that help you, they help you rest, man. And if you don't rest, like I said, it's teaching you how to charge your body. So you can wake up, you can not, I can lay down for a couple of hours and wake up right now, and you get up, let's say I fell asleep, just because I'm charging my body. The energy in your body, man. Sensation, you do that shit. We all, you know my girl will say to me, you talk about doing shit, and you're not better than no one else.
Let me tell you this.
And I say, I'm not better than no one else, but you know what I do? I give myself hours to just be with myself. No TV, no cell phone, no this, no that. I'm just laying down on my couch in the studio, laying down, meditating, eyes closed, charging my energy, charging my chakras, hitting my different areas, my primary energy source, things like that. Like just turn my body. It feels, first of all, you can make your body feel euphoric. You can feel tingly and feelings that make you want to laugh and love you. Niggas don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, we just don't. Americans don't do this shit. You know what do this shit? The Hindus, Indians, they know all about the meditation, the Buddhists. Some niggas, they know. The monks and shit. But in America, we're so caught up in everyone else's bullshit. Taking so much other shit. So much his story, that this happened, this happened, that person. This person told me this shit, this person, I watched this today, I played. But it's like, yo, did you give yourself any time to just digest what you just took in? Nah, when I went to sleep, I was in the morning doing the same shit. I was in the morning, see my morning shit. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on SportsCenter, I'm on whatever. I'm just going on this shit, like down for that shit, a phone call. I watch on TV, I'm going to work. And I said, like, yo, we don't ever give ourselves no time to deal with ourselves. If we did, I'm like, yo, you'll learn how to, like, yo, nigga, I can't sleep. I couldn't do it. I was insomnia like crazy. Techniques. Meditate a little bit, think about other meditation, other tricks and routines to do this type of shit. And now I said you're gonna get pulled down, you're gonna go to sleep. If you don't help your body, you're gonna dumb up doing this shit. I was working with this charge. So I tell everybody this shit, they look at me crazy. Nigga, meditation, fun. It's like meditation. It's like a shit sandwich to everybody. It's like I'm offering a shit sandwich to everybody. When I say meditation, they look at me crazy. Like I meditated for the whole.
It takes time, man. That's what it is.
That's
all it is.
It's just boring. In our minds, boring as fuck.
It's just something they don't want to do. They could be doing this, they could be doing that, they could be talking to this person.
Lay down and do. You say do nothing. I ain't saying sit down, process. Lay down. Lay down and do what? Nothing.
I don't think about it like that, man. I really don't. I just think. I don't know.
No, man.
I just think, like I said, I've definitely found something within myself doing that. Before I even talk to you about it, when I've just laid there and I started seeing, like, it's really hard to explain. I didn't choose to meditate. It wasn't something I said, I'm a focus tonight, or I'm gonna think about this, or I'm gonna think about that. You need to smoke.
So you kind of got a little bit deep.
I just could never sleep. So one night, actually not just one night, a few nights. I laid there and I thought. And I thought more. And then I thought more. And then one time, I remember the first time it happened. What happens to me when I think too much? I'll tell you why I don't like it. I'll tell you why. You think that like I'm not trying. It's not like I'm not trying. I don't like what comes out of it. What comes out of it is, for some reason, my mind wants to. I want to sit here and I'll lay there and think, right? But no matter what I do, I'm thinking about like the demons of my past. I'm thinking like for some reason like from the time since I was like 13 until like now, all of it just kind of like breaks through into my head, and I think about like all these experiences and all this shit in my whole life, and like how my life came to be what it is, and like how I came to be who I am, and all the mistakes I made, all the shit that I've done, all the time that I've done, like everything that led me to it, everything that came thereafter, like
what you afraid of?
No, just only remembering it.
Wow.
There was a lot more bad than there was good.
You got mad what to play?
Yeah, that's true. Now, if there was like equal, and there was like, I've done a lot of, I don't want to say bad. It's not like I've done a lot of bad. I haven't done a lot of bad to others. I haven't like harmed a lot of other people. It's the shit that I've done to myself that troubles me.
So you like looking at what? That's why I say like, yo, no. It's like you. That's like you. Period. Because I say that only reason I say that was because you gotta own it, bro. All the bad, nigga. All the mistakes, all the regrets. Well, not really regrets. You gotta own it because of the fact that nigga, you wouldn't be here without every moment happening the way. You know what I mean? Everything had to go down the way it went down, bro. For you to be right here today. Let's change one thing, you wouldn't be here today. Who knows when they'd be alive? Who knows if he was a good guy instead of doing whatever wrong you did? You could have been gone early. You could have been at a party one day with someone. Shoot that bitch up at a concert. Shoot it up. That hit. I'm just saying, you never know. Your life changes so that you wouldn't be there. Like I said, you gotta own it. We all here today for a reason and because of the way that life lives.
I know, but there's no words. Really. There's no words that can make you. We all do shit.
Yeah, I know.
There's really no words that can make you like forgive yourself for your own stupidity.
Just gotta do it.
I have.
Or not. You forgive yourself. Fucking forgive.
No, I have forgiven.
You gotta own it, bro. You gotta own it, and you know why you hold it close to you? And you know why? You know why you probably see it when you meditate, when you like that? Because you want to be the person who is today. So you gotta see it. You gotta remember that shit. So you don't revert back.
Right.
People go through shit like legend and shit. They do a bunch of bad shit. They pay for that shit, and they come back out and do the same shit over again.
Yeah.
I said, you remembering that shit because you don't want to. I said, you don't want to go to that shit again. So it's good to remember that shit. It's good to on that shit. It's good to on that shit. Because that's not that's what I did. And I'm never going back. Like never going back to that shit. I always gotta be better because, like I said, man, for you that was your low point, man. Like you said, that's always the point where you died a little bit. The reaper, you going through that shit after that year.
Those years.
Yeah.
There was many years.
We still
For me, man, it wasn't a short time. I was a dumbass for a long time. So it's hard to look at that. It's hard to like look myself, not in the mirror, but it's hard to look at my past. Like thinking about it, it's hard to look at it and just be like, and not understand like what the fuck was wrong with me. Like, why did you spend so many years with this bitch and do all these things that weren't right? You know, like do all these drugs and sell all these drugs. Just do all this shit, like all kind of shit. Just like, why? What was going through your head? You know, like, what was wrong? What's not wrong with you now? What changed? You know what I'm saying?
you learn the hard way. You learn.
What did I sacrifice to? You know what I mean? Why did I have to learn in the first place? Some people don't have to. Some people just don't. Some people just don't fuck up. Some people just are just decent, good people. It's like, why was I different? Why did I have to fuck up to be good? You know what I'm saying?
Why you want to be like everybody else?
I don't. I just want to understand why I had to cause so much pain to cause joy. You know what I'm saying? Or not even pain to myself, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why have to diminish who I am to become a better version of myself? Why couldn't I just been that better version from the get-go?
You know why? I'll tell you something spiritual. It's something called duality. It said you can't. How do a person know good if they don't experience bad?
Right.
So sometimes we gotta go through bad shit, even do stuff to ourselves that's bad, so that we can understand what treating ourselves good is, what treating people good is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how people learn. People got like that, bro. So people were born, let's say a lot of them got learned, man. Our parents, our ancestors before us, our parents, the ones that came before them, our ancestors. We come from a fucked up time, man. The world fucked up. Before, I don't know when we were before there, but the way it is now, like I said, we came, slavery ended in what, 1800s? Like, it's only 2021. So that's not that long ago. That's not that many generations ago. That's maybe like, what, like 6? So it's like, yo, we still trying to figure shit out. So it wasn't long ago at all, where niggas was getting beat. I said, everybody was getting beat. It's a misconception when they talk about slavery, you know, they call white people indentured servants, but slave, you know, contract work. They say that white people ran away in slave time and they get captured too. Brought back. That's why I wonder. History lesson, but we come from that time. Now everybody was billionaires back in that time. The billionaires that are billionaires now, best believe they had some dirty shit going on in their ancestors.
Yeah.
It wasn't no good, nice people. They were doing all kind of fucked up shit. That's what we're living on. We're trying to change shit up now.
Not all. Yeah,
Not all of them. All of them. But just believe that. All of them got paid off.
People that made an invention and got rich, they're just always bad people.
Do you believe they invented this shit? These all invented it and they had the money though.
It could be either one.
I believe that they have the money like you're rich now. If you want a company and I work for you and I make something, put the credit.
Well, what if you don't work for a company? Just pay them.
Let them pay the money. You gotta pay them.
But they make something.
How am I gonna get help with it? That possible. It's an investment. Sure. And then investor is the one that gets the credit for it. So do you really believe these people? Or do you think these motherfuckers? You don't think they were locked? You don't think they were locked for fame back then?
Oh yeah.
They do it now. How did they do it back then? Or it was worse back then? Because back then you couldn't do no fact checks, no Google checks. Nigga, it was what I say.
No.
And if he said he made it, I'm gonna off him, put him in a grave, and that's that. Ain't no police gonna look for this nigga. The police, I pay the police off quick. Your case closed. It ain't like it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't believe the pictures back then were that offensive. Nigga, I think someone else made it and they had the money, and they just took the idea. That shit. Crumbs. The way it is, the way it is today. I think the way it is today is the way it was back then. Though, just more slow, technology, and a horseback ride and shit like that. Yeah, that was good. They got us good, man.
Yeah.
But we in a whole time capsule going sideways, backwards, all kind of ways. We ain't going forward though. We is, but it's just like slow. Why change that so fucking slow? Why can't we just change it tomorrow? Make the world clear tomorrow.
Best things take time.
Yeah, I know why too. It takes time because to make it right, you gotta experience a whole lot of shit. You gotta know what it feels like.
Yeah, get fed
a lot
up.
of shit
That's what
happening.
it is.
You just gotta know what it's like, so that
You gotta get fed up too. People want to change something so they can't take it anymore. Really. So there's gotta come like a
I can't take this shit no more. Yeah, you right.
It's gotta become a breaking point. That's what it is. There is a point when history starts to change, when shit resets itself. It's like that's what it is. It's breaking points. It's like these people said they're fed up, and then boom, they do something, and then they'll go another however long, and then boom, they'll do something. So after this next breaking point we got, guess what? There's gonna be some other bullshit. So long it's gonna last a couple more years, and then boom, they're gonna do something. Yeah.
When I'm done, we're gonna have 100 years of peace, and then after that,
There's always something.
100 years of peace, man.
With every piece you get, there's always something you exchange.
There's gonna be 100 years of peace, but behind the scenes, you probably right. There's some niggas bubbling up.
There's gonna be something.
100 years
There's
later,
always
some
something.
floodgates gonna come.
It ain't never just what we want it to be. It's always gonna be something that we
Maybe.
gotta pay. Something we gotta
Maybe we can change that this time. You never know, man. I'm optimistic.
History has a
You're,
bad habit.
you a real glass half empty.
Nah, man, I'm just real. I just think about it on a real landscape and think about like history. And it repeats itself. Like we can change shit, but there's still gonna be some outcome of it that's not gonna be to our life. And it's gonna take time for that to go away. And then we get that to go away. And something else, we can take a million things great. There's gonna be that one thing that we don't want. It'll be there. And then it'll go away, and then there'll be something else that's there. It's just, you can't have good without bad. It's balance. There's always balance. There's always good, there's always evil. There's always right, there's always wrong. Like, you can't have a perfect world. There's gonna be things you don't want. There's gonna be things you disagree with. That's the way the world is. Like, we can't change everything and expect something bad not to come of it, because it will. There's gonna be something we disagree with.
Maybe that bad will come when I'm gone. Let my kids take care of that shit.
It'll be there.
Let my kids.
It might be a lesser evil. It might be less bad. We can make that happen. That's the goal. I don't think the goal is to get rid of.
There ain't no lesser evil.
I don't think the goal is to get rid of evil. I think the goal is to get rid of. Is to increase our good. It's to make things better. I don't think it's to get rid of all bad, because that's impossible. Like I said, there's got to be balance.
We live in shit.
You don't.
Have good
What is this? What is this?
Or
The
you can
scale of life, bro. There has to be balance.
maybe we can get like a big ass axe and just smack the scale one time and just break the fucking scale, and then there ain't no more. It's just down. It's just this.
How do you have good without evil?
Right,
Bro?
right.
How do you know what good is without evil?
You put it together. That's what we got.
There's always balance.
Yeah, no, I guess if you put good and bad together, you have a gray area. That's all it is. It's gray. A whole world. That's what we live in now. A whole world of gray. Like,
There's still a lot of good and a lot of evil in this world.
That's a whole world of gray.
There's more gray than there is anything.
It could be good, depending on that. It was good for him.
But to think the world's ever going to become truer,
Yeah, well, it has to. It will. That's well, it is. That's the end game. It has to. Eventually, the world.
there will never be a world where all people are here.
Yeah. Eventually, the all becomes one, and the one becomes one, and the one becomes all.
You believe that every person in this world eventually is going to share the same belief.
Yeah, eventually the world becomes, and eventually, like I said, eventually it all becomes one.
People are too diverse to all agree. There's no way.
Maybe Or maybe the whole world will be destroyed because
always someone, and people might even disagree with someone just because they don't like.
Maybe the world will blow. Maybe the world will blow. One man to be left, and then
okay, then yeah,
all will be one.
Shit. There's one man who's gonna argue with them.
Yeah, all will be one.
There's 10 people. I promise you, one of those 10 people will be like, nah, man, I don't like that.
That nigga all quit.
They go, I don't like the way you handled that.
Yeah, kill him quit. It wasn't let nothing.
Oh shit! I feel really bad for them. Dead, and then you're the last one alive again.
Yeah. Hey, look.
It's a vicious circle. It ain't never
gonna
going
work. This is gonna be me. I'm back to this.
He said, it's just me. One way or another, we're gonna get that balance.
It ain't gonna be balanced. It's gonna be like this. Whatever that is. If it's gray, there's gonna be one area just
not right.
Gray. I just said gray. It ain't gonna be white or black. It's just gonna be gray.
I really do believe balance. So like, bro, I believe there has to be balance.
That's good.
Bro, I mean, if you really like legitimately think about it,
I don't like balance.
I don't like it. But I can't like.
I want to break everything, man.
Think about this.
Laws must be broken.
Think about this. Think about this. Think about this. You have 1,000 people. It doesn't matter if you had a million people. You had a million. You conformed them. We all became one. We triumphed. We believed in this.
Made the Great Pyramids.
In this sacred way of life. In this sacred way of life, right? We all changed. We developed. We changed each other. We grew together. But there's always going to be that person, or there's those few who rebel. There's always going to be someone who's like, nah. You know what? Like, nah. Like, I don't like that.
See, hold on.
But that's always going to. There's no way. There's no world that doesn't exist.
I don't necessarily know that's true.
Bro,
I think that because I think that goes into
no opinions are the same.
I think that goes into the king becomes the tyrant.
No.
That's what it is. The leader of the group.
No, you're talking a tyrant.
The leader of the group becomes too ego driven.
Right. Now a tyrant. A tyrant is not a leader. No, a tyrant.
It's a leader.
No, a tyrant
is a dictator.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a leader. Dictator.
Like in a nutshell, that's what a tyrant is a dictator. You can't expect the world to change from a dictator.
But I'm saying though, usually that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be positivity at first, but usually the group leader becomes egotistic where I'm right all the time.
Let's say every time that happens, you change the leader. What I'm trying to say to you, it works.
Everybody leave for it.
What I'm trying to say to you is that there is no world where everyone agrees. I believe there's a world where most people agree. I do believe that. I believe there's a world where we can roll out the ones that don't. I don't believe that there is a world that exists ever in this entire lifetime or time frame or existence where every single person will ever be on the same page because there's too many opinions, there's too many sadistic fucking people, there's too many unstable people, there's too many of all of that, there's too many people that can't get on the same page, and there's too many jealous people, there's too many envious people, there's too many people who want your power, there's too many people who don't like that one person, so they're like, no, I'm not going to agree with him. There's too many factors for every one individual to fall in line. For every 50 you get, there's that one that scoots aside. He might not say shit. I do.
I don't believe
It's the way humanity works. It's the way people work. Yeah. It is. Like, no, that's our nature.
I know.
It's like,
up until now. I believe that there will come a time where there will be somebody who will change everything. Who the world will like. Everybody.
There's going to be somebody for the entire world who just fall under.
Everyone will love this person. Respect them, love them, their opinion. They will take that person as that. And they will.
I want to see them.
They will agree with the person. They will probably.
No, what was it? You think it was like a prophet or a god?
I think it's the person.
It's got to be more than the other.
I don't think it's a prophet or a god. I think it's the person.
Then what's...
That's just a great person. I mean, it's likable. I don't know. You know, no.
There's always, like, it doesn't matter who it is, though. You're like,
maybe
you have 1,000 people say, oh yeah, I like that person. You got that. Look at these likes and dislikes. You might have 1,000,000 likes and then like 11 dislikes. It could be 11. But those 11 people are just hating ass motherfuckers. They just want to dislike you because everybody else likes you.
But that one person will know this too. Love and hate is the same thing. It's on a stick. It's a balance. hate somebody, you love them. Actually, if you hate somebody, I would prefer you to hate me than love me. Because if you love me, you know I'm there now. And if you hate me, then I'm there. You still don't hate me.
Okay, but
it's all the same shit. It's all the same thing. That one person gonna be like that.
But the thought.
So he ain't gonna be no prophet, no God, no nothing. He's gonna be a fucking person.
I look forward to being that person.
He'll beat you. And he wouldn't give no fucks. Everybody love him. He'll give no fucks. I'll shake everyone's hand. Just call my name and I'll arrive, nigga, all the time in the world.
Who's that gonna be?
You fucking know. Nah, probably not. I don't give a fuck like that. I'm trying to get paid.
You already know. Catch you, boss.
Yeah, you already know. I'm trying to get paid. I'm giving a fuck. Nigga, hate me if you want. I'm trying to get paid. But I do believe that one day, man, that there will be a person who comes in this world who's going to connect everybody with everybody. And we all will understand. And that one day we will understand that life is precious.
Yeah,
to be here is better than this. Yes, I believe there will be a time where money goes away.
That I can rock with.
Money becomes irrelevant as fuck.
That I can rock with. But not everybody getting on the same page.
They will be though. You know why? Because
I can say most.
It's gonna be a neighbor. No, it's gonna be a neighbor for a neighbor. Fuck no. I need all that.
Yeah.
They owe me all that shit.
There will never
I need
be
every last bit of it.
There will never be a world where
Yes. And my neighbor will protect me. Yes.
I mean, even if it's 99%,
No, they will.
there's always one.
They will. I understand. I'm not saying that war or nothing like that is bad or that you won't be fighting. But I understand. There's a balance too. You gotta fight. Nigga, there's warriors. People that want violence all day, they gonna be let them niggas fight each other. Why the people that want peace gotta fight? Like the gladiators be the gladiators, bro. Give them a whole land by each other to fight all day. It's destruction. Give them a Mad Max land. People over here have this type of thing. These people over here like people like that. They want these changes. You know, who knows? But I think in this business, you understand, like, yo, the world, we all, people are missing certain shit. People are warriors, man. People love to fight and kill. But other people do too. So why is that people that don't want to fight kill that fight? You should. That's how niggas do that shit. That's y'all job. Your job. The only thing y'all born to fight and die and kill. I'm born to.
Even these zodiacs.
I'm being a little nerd over
You
here.
ain't that shit, don't
I didn't up until I read them shits. I'm like, yo, nigga, is that really me?
you? Yeah, they're very persuasive. And they're like,
It's not persuasive. Why do you call it
comprehension, perversion.
Why do you call it persuasive?
Because it's easy to manipulate people into thinking that. You know,
Why do you think it's that? Why do you believe that? See, why do you believe that?
You
that
think
your
that
life
by
is
saying
so?
that makes that believe it.
No, I'm saying, why do you believe that that? Well, this is the video game we live in. We do live in simulation. Why do you believe that?
I'm not
that
saying
you
that
just
that's
get-
what it is. I'm saying that it is easy to manipulate people when you know what they want to hear. So if you know that like this person wants to hear this about that thing, and it might pertain to them. There's also cases where I've looked at Leo shit, and I'm like, man, that's not me at all. Like I really have. I'm like, that's not me at all. And then I'm like, okay, that's me. And I'm like, this one is like iffy. And then I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like,
See,
no,
but
that's
it's
not
like,
me at all.
you know, you read the horoscopes.
Different things.
They say you should do numerology. That's when you put your birth date, your birthplace, and the time you was born. This was your birthplace, the time you was born, the day, and your birth name.
Oh, I'm trying to get a PS5.
You gotta do that shit, man. That's accurate. It's more accurate, man. It's a star you was born under, man. Energy thing. Yeah, look into this shit, man. That's what I be doing. In between making music and jewelry and clothes, podcasting, but that shit. I study this shit, man. This shit interesting. But let's go ahead and end the stream, man. I gotta get the hell out of here.
It's not, bro. You got like 2 more hours.
Nah, it's lit. It's like, got out of here, man.
Get out of here. Fuck out of here. Alright, well,
Be
listen.
back Tuesday.
This is Hyper Funk Gaming with a HYPERPH, like Fat Farm. Funk
With HLP Frankie, that's me. You
Game.
can follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. HLP Frankie.
Motherfucker promoting himself.
This is highlife.com.
Hyperfunk. This is High Life. This is High with a HIGH life.com. That's Frankie High Life right there.
You can find music, clothing, accessories, different things on that website. Head us back. You can also follow us on Twitch. It's the same name, Hyperpunk Gaming, HYPERPHUNK Gaming. Thank you very much for joining us.
Google me, bitch.
Like and subscribe. With my remote. This is my remote. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Subscribe, goddammit, subscribe.
Google me, bitch. HLP.
Subscribe.
HLP.